السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome again, sister. Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. The Ustadha Gehad from Egypt, teaching for more than 15 years. I have 7 ijazah in Quran. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I just finished diploma in education just 2 weeks ago. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And I did finish ijazah Tajweed in Azhar Institute here in Egypt. Alhamdulillah. Let us start inshallah today with the common mistake when the reciters do in Quran, or the common mistake, the big errors with the students they perform when they reciting Quran. At the beginning, we have to start a focus here with the importance of Tajweed. Tajweed, or the betterment, when we Alhamdulillah. Tajweed, when we talk about Quran, this is a book of Allah, the Almighty. We have to be careful and take this matter seriously. Being so important, the Quran must be written, and recited correctly and clearly, so as not to create any sort of ambiguity or to focus to misunderstanding any letters, to change the meaning of the word itself, to do any errors with when we recite the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make these errors that is very hard for every person to perform when he recite the book of Allah. The Quran is word of Allah, and it's every syllable of is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Its recitation must be taken very seriously. Here again, back to Tajweed, and the knowledge of Tajweed is very important when we recite the book of Allah. It's not like reading the journal or any other book. Here, we would like to start, inshallah. Continue with importance of Quran. Finish second page. Here start with the importance of Tajweed. We're showing that is very value for every person want to learn the Quran. That hadith from Salama, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be blessed with her, that was asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and was asked about the recitation of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she described it as a recitation. It's his recitation like clearly distinguished letter by letter. And here we have to focus the meaning of letter by letter, so clear, not quickly perform the Quran without clear every letter, pronunciation, its articulation point, its characteristics, and everything related to rules of Quran. Here Tajweed means betterment, or doing something well, or the applied definition in the books. We have to elevate and pronounce every letter from its articulation point. It means giving every letter of Quran its rights and the use of characteristics when we recite the Quran and observing the rules. Some people say that what we need for to study Tajweed right now, or Tajweed is obligated for every person. Tajweed is fardu kifaya, meaning of fardu kifaya that we knowledgeable people have to learn Tajweed to teach this. This is important knowledge to other students who wants to study Quran. That's the meaning of fardu kifaya. Okay, and because of the mixing between Arabs and non-Arabs right now, this is big problem with the tongues mixing. They used to at the beginning, with the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the companions, the followers, they used to recite Quran and learn Quran without the knowledge of Tajweed itself, because their tongues is clear and pure. But after mixing Arabs with non-Arabs, every person have to learn Tajweed if you want to study the Quran, or the knowledgeable people teach others. At the beginning, the type of mistakes. First one, clear mistakes in recitation, which usually change obvious things and changes the meaning, and that everyone knows it. For example, to change fatha with a kasra, to change ayn with a hamza, or change ha with a ha. This common mistake and the clear mistake. The hidden mistake for which one may need to study Tajweed rules correctly, for example, to miss the whispering hams, or to do hidden mistake to do circular lips, or do something like called ishmam. That called the ishmam, or circling the lips while reciting the heavy letters. This is hidden mistake. Knowledgeable people have to figure it out. The common mistakes or here will focus with the big one or the clear one. First, switching the letters. For instance, letter السين with letter الثاء. Like ثم كلا ثم كلا سيعلمون, سورة النبأ. To say instead that, to say ثم كلا سين instead of ثاء. سورة الفاتحة, the common mistakes say اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. الصراط المستقيم, السقيم, this scene means when you pronounce, you say recitation of which reader here. You know, other reader like Khalaf and Hamza, or other reader like Qumbul, he recites Sirata, seen. Okay, and other one say Zirat al-Mustaqim, Ishmam as-Sin Zay. But in our recitation, Hafsa and Asim, we have to clear letter as-Sad and pronounce Sad heavy, with elevating the posterior part of our tongue and focus tip of the tongue with the lower incisor to pronounce letter as-Sad clearly. After switching the letters, switching the vowels, like say Dhamma instead of Fatha, like صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم instead of أنعمت, say أنعمت. And that's dangerous and bad to say the vowel incorrectly. This is very important at the beginning to listen Sheikh al-Husari. Why Sheikh al-Husari? Because he is, like we mentioned at first, YouTube, we have to focus with clear recitation with Sheikh, who recites very slowly, clear articulation points, clear characteristics. For example, Sheikh al-Husari or Sheikh al-Minshawi. That are recommended Sheikh al-Husari teacher because he is clear and slowly recitation. So be careful when you start to recite Quran. Have to listen to record first and then repeat after him. Then perform that or do that with your sheikh, not by yourself. And the very important point to have to focus, avoid mixing the vowels because that's something related to the grammar, or something like in English to subject with the object. It's a very bad to say subject instead of object. Okay, or vice versa to say any grammar error related to the meaning itself, and that from big mistake or clear mistake first, or major mistake or errors. So switching the vowel we have to avoid at the beginning when we recite Quran. Replacing vowel with sukoon and vice versa, like say أنعمت نون ساكنة. نون ساكنة سورة الفاتحة say أنعمت. إن شاء الله later we going to recite سورة الفاتحة, سورة الإخلاص, سورة الإخلاص and آية الكرسي إن شاء الله with proper recitation. Today focus at the beginning with the major errors that replacing a sukoon with a vowel or the vowel with the sukoon, like أنعمت instead of أنعمت. Here we have كفوا كفوا فاء with the ضمة. المصحف فاء with the ضمة. The common mistake to say كفوا كفوا قلقلة قلقلة الفاء. Say فاء with the قلقلة, and that incorrect. فاء here is voweled with the ضمة, not with a sukoon. Look at مصحف and see word كفوا فاء with the ضمة. الأنعام, and that common mistake with all most of students to say the alif, the lam, alif lam of definition with a قلقلة. Say ألا أن, ألا الذين, ألا كافرون. That incorrect. اللام contains توسط, and توسط this is characteristic between the softness الرخاوة and الشدة strength. So the sound have to be middle between strength and softness. Say ال الأنعام الذين العالمين. So lam sakina, do not make it with vibration or vibration trembling this letter. So here be careful from replacing vowel with a sukoon and vice versa. Number 4, skipping the natural mad. Say العالمين instead of العالمين. ألم تر إلى ربك كيف مد الظل ولو شاء لجعله ساكنا. سورة الفرقان. ثم جعلنا الشمس عليه دليلا. عليه دليلا. دليلا. Here ياء preceded by فتحة. Sorry, ياء preceded by كسرة. دليلا. العالمين. موسى. The natural mad, just 2 count or 2 beats without dropping the letter of mad. And when we have the small waw or small alif, small ya, we treat it with the small alif same as the large one in Quran. Number 5, the common mistake that the whispering too much. Doing the whispering too much. Okay? أُوِّرَتْ التقوى تقوى ت ت. Say التاء back from the tip of the tongue itself. التاء from the tip of the tongue. Yes, we know that التاء contains whispering or hums, but not too much. Like كويرت رت التقوى تا تا تا, not ت ت ت. So the ta, tip of the tongue with the two top front incisors. Inshallah, later I'm going to the articulation point. Just carry on. So solution here: study with knowledgeable teacher. Not study Quran or Tajweed by yourself. Do not study Tajweed from books. You have to perform your recitation with the teacher and say your recitation slowly. Second thing, study Tajweed practically. It's a practice and practice and practice. Everything with practice becomes easy. So Tajweed, we have to practice it, not just to focus with the books, not just to focus with the rules and we memorize everything, we finish everything. So I did finish, for example, the courses, I did finish a certificate. You know, as you know, that knowledge is something continuously. We have to increase our knowledge. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam to say this dua to Rabbi zidni ilma. Oh Allah, oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge. So increase my knowledge. As you can say, increase my knowledge and keep moving, keep studying Tajweed, even you finish your ijaza, even you finish your courses, and go more deeper in Tajweed. Start beginner and at the beginning, then go step by step deeper. Do not focus too much on the sound and ignore the rules. Here, for example, to recite and focus with the sound, the ghunna, too much mad and say mad, yeah, or something like that. All that incorrect. We have to do it under the studying of rules, not say yeah, أيها incorrectly. That yeah, أيها. Let's say Muse, and I said the sound for that incorrect. Say Muse, that Musa, Musa. إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا. Focus the we're not saying here. We have to follow rules and say it clearly and perfectly. And here we have recommended your university. They perform first part or first course, Tajweed 101 and Tajweed 102 in Islamic Online University. You want to start your course or finish course in Tajweed, this recommended university, mashallah. The recommended books, the Tajweed Rules of the Quran by Karima Carol Spernisky. That is three parts. This book is three parts: part one, part two, part three. She started at the beginning very simple and then go deeper in Quran. First part focus with articulation point and some rules, and second one focus with characteristics and other rules. Third one for focus technically and where is exactly the word is with words with wasl both or wasl to continue to go deeper with Tajweed. Back again to the common mistakes. Misplacing the shadda or not applying a shadda. Here, the common mistake, the first one was Surat at-Takwir. That usually students focus Surat at-Takwir say, like they say, Kuwirat, wa with the shadda, they do Hushirat. Say a word Kuwirat like Kuwirat, miss the shadda. Here, word Kuwirat in Surah At-Tajweed with the shadda, and under the shadda there is كسرة. So كوي كويرت واو with a شدة. And حشرت شين without a شدة. So usually إذا الشمس كورت, then arrive to word حشرت, say حشرت, incorrect. Like this سعرت or something like that. Same skull, that incorrect. حشرت شين without شدة, and كورت not كورت, it's واو with a شدة. So misplacing shadda or not applying it, like shadda in كورت, there is shadda, letter al-waw, and حشرت sheen without shadda. Number 7, circling the lips when pronounce the heavy letters, and that common mistake. For example, say الصلاة, circling called ishmam, and we have this ishmam means circling the lips without sound of madda, or sound of dhamma, sorry. When we say وَمَنَّا على يوسف, في سورة يوسف, word تأمنا, say it with ishmam, and another way to say it with a round. Okay, but here back again to word as-salah, the incorrect pronunciation to say as-salah, as-salihin, as-sirata, sirata, that incorrect. As-sad, clearly tip of the tongue with the lower incisor. Say as-sa, no need to circle your lips. So when you say word as-salah, as-sa, as-sa, as-sa. If there dhamma, I will circle. No dhamma, no circling. So as-salah, I have to say it clearly without any shape of dhamma or circling. And word as-salihin, that is heavy letter al-kha, for example, khalidin, incorrect. Kha, fatha, kha, غير, not غير. Do not mixing the circling in the heavy letters. We have 7 heavy letters, خص ضغط قض, and especially the circling comes in letter الصاد. We have to be careful. Number 8, leaving or adding a letter. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب. Say والذين. There is no wow here. Why you add wow? Why you add wow? So when we recite Quran, we have to focus. Do not add any letters or minus any letter. Say it as you see in front of you in the Mus'haf without adding anything. Or say, for example, the word أنعم, say ألا أنعمت, or any word صلاة and to الصلاة. No, it's صاد. So any word in Quran, we have to say it without adding any letter before it, like waw or fa or al alif or lam, the name of definition. Number 9, pronounce last part of the previous word with the following one. For example, to say الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة. To say مون الصلاة. So the previous part of the previous word, last part of the previous word with the following one. مون الصلاة. What's the مون الصلاة? It's يقيمون الصلاة. If you stop, return back, take the whole word or 2 or 3 words from back, and then continue. Do not take part of the previous word and then continue. That incorrect meaning. And incorrect, that common mistake, take part of the previous one. Number 10, incorrect stop. For example, verse number 120 and verse number 145. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah. Open Surah Al-Baqarah, that you find ولئن اتبعت أهواءهم, that after ولن ترضى عنك اليهود ولا النصارى حتى تتبع ملتهم قل إن هدى الله هو الهدى. From here, ولئن اتبعت أهواءهم بعد الذي جاءك من العلم. ها. I can stop here. ما لك من الله من ولي ولا نصير. That bad meaning to say ما لك من الله من ولي ولا نصير. That you have no victor, you have no support from your Lord. Mention here, if you follow their desires. So ولئن اتبعت أهواءهم بعد الذي جاءك من العلم ما لك من الله من ولي ولا نصير. Here I have to back and continue from ولئن اتبعت. Do not say ما لك من الله من ولي ولا نصير. The second position, Surah Al-Baqarah 145. You have the first one بعد الذي جاءك, but here من بعد ما جاءك من العلم ما لك من الله, and here من بعد ما جاءك من العلم إنك إذا لمن الظالمين. We have to be careful. ولئن تبعت أهواءهم, and the second one من بعد ما جاءك من العلم, the condition part, we have to return back and continue with the following words. Do not start from ما لك من الله or إنك إذا لمن الظالمين. That bad meaning. Bad meaning. We have to return back and continue. Examples was a hidden mistake, not being totally exact with the elongation of the letters. And here we have to distinguish. We have the مد due to Hamza, مد due to sukun, all that after the natural mad. So when we perform the mad, we have said clearly and count in your finger. جاءك, count 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 beats, and then يا أيها, say كاف هاء عين صاد. We have to figure it out. Say كاف ها يا عين صاد. ألف لام را, for example. ألف لام را, را, not را, را. These two beats. Okay, to figure out the time, how many times you will do this mad, and what the kind of this mad exactly. Number 12, not observing the attributes of each letter perfectly. And here it's a book part 2 to focus with the characteristics. As we mentioned later, inshallah, the characteristics, we have characteristic with opposite and characteristics without opposite. The first one with opposite and second one without opposite, we have a lot. But for example, from the characteristics with opposite, like al-hams or jahr or whisper and apparent or audible, we have to focus when we're doing the letter, that this letter have breath or air or no. Okay, this letter contains breath, contains air or no, like audible. We have to enclose our breath inside and do not let our air throughout our tongues or our mouths to hold it inside as much as we can to apply the audible or the strong characteristic called al-jahr or the audible. The whisper letters like فحثه شخص سكت, فحثه شخص سكت. These 10 letters, we have to be careful when we say al-fa to let our breath throw out. When we say letter al-hamza from فحثه شخص سكت, no. So when we say al-hamza, do not let outside our mouths and focus the breath or air when we pronounce letter al-hamza. For example, letter al-ain, no breath to apply characteristic al-jahr. And that comes later, inshallah. Making light letters sound heavy and heavy letters sound light, and that common mistake with the students, their mother tongue is Urdu. To say ناصرين, ناصرين, not ناصرين. Because usually they pronounce الألف letter الألف always heavy. That in Urdu. But in Arabic we have the alif sometimes light, sometimes heavy, and that stop up to the letter what preceded the letter preceded al alif. If al alif preceded by the heavy letters, خص ضغط قذ, it will be heavy, like قال, like طال. But if the alif preceded by any light letter, it will be light, like كان, ناصرين, عالمين, not عالمين, not ناصرين. Okay, so pay more attention about the light alif and heavy alif, and that with all of the rest of letters. To say ضاد instead of dal, for example, say or ضاء instead of زاي. That to say الذين instead of الذين, say الذين ضين, or vice versa. الظالمين, say الظالمين, or الظالمين, ذال heavy, or دال heavy instead of ضاد. ضربتم, say ضربتم. We have to be careful of the light letter sound and the heavy letter sound. Number 14, sorry. Do not perform إظهار properly. This is common mistake. The إظهار means emitting each letter from its articulation point clearly. So you have here nun sakina, tip of the tongue with the two top front incisor, and the following letters like 6 letters: al-hamza, al-ain, al-ghain, al-kha, and letter al-ha, letter say minhum, minhum, clear nun and clear ha from its articulation point. عنهم, letter الخاء. المنخنقة, do not hide the nun with letter الخاء. منخنقة, من غير. This is a recitation of حفص عن عاصم, who clear النون الساكنة when it followed by غين. Not like recitation of, for example, Abu Ja'far, he's doing غنة between النون الساكنة and letter الغين, النون الساكنة and letter الخاء. But our recitation حفص عن عاصم, we say نون الساكنة with the غين clearly, and each one from its articulation point without any غنة in the letter. I will make it clear. Here it's letter النون الساكنة. So من غير, منهم, المنخنقة, ينأون, من آمن. Clear its letter from its articulation point. Do الإدغام proper here and الإدغام they see it not give الإدغام its time, like حبا ونباتا, حبا ونباتا. But حفص عن عاصم do غنة letter التنوين followed by واو, so حبا ونباتا. For example, من يعمل, other readers say that من يعمل, من يعمل, like that, من يعمل. حبا ونباتا do إدغام without غنة. But our station will perform إدغام correctly, and we have two types of إدغام: إدغام with غنة in letters ينمو, and إدغام without غنة in letter اللام and letter الراء. We have to be careful. Do not make الواو and الياء like اللام and راء. No, distinguish between them and do not say other recitation. حفص عن عاصم do إدغام clearly and perfectly, 2 beats between النون الساكنة and letter الواو, النون الساكنة and letter الياء. Okay, حبا ونباتا. من يعمل. Not حبا ونباتا or من يعمل without إضغام. Without time, two beats. Do not perform إخفاء clearly. This is from mistake to say الإخفاء letters from anywhere. Like ما كان ما كان. That incorrectly pronunciation. Say من كان. What the meaning of إخفاء? إخفاء means to pronounce here with characteristic between the clearness and merging. What the meaning of clearness? When I say man كان نون clear and كاف clear. Okay, what the meaning of إدغام if I say من كان? It will be مكان. What I want to perform it correctly, I have to do إخفاء. The إخفاء is characteristic between or attributes here between إظهار and إدغام. So hide the نون الساكنة والذكر الكاف. It will be من كان. من كان. See ومن قال. Here it's between من قال and مقال. Between them, between letter and noon and letter القاف here, and the غنة will be heavy. Say من قال, not من قال. Anywhere. No. It's a special and specific place between a nun sakina and al-kaf or nun sakina and al-qaf and the all 15 letters of al-ikhfa. Solution here we have to focus with the characteristics. We have 5 major characteristics. First one, al-jawf, the empty space of the mouth and the throat. Then al-halq, the throat. After that, al-lisan, the tongue. Then the lips, al-shafatan. Last one, al-khashum. And some scholars say al-khashum not from the articulation point, it's from characteristic. Anywhere we have to focus with the 5 major characteristics. 5 major articulation point. First one, al-jawf, the empty space of the mouth and the throat. To open our mouth and our throat correctly. How can I do that? When you say word Musa, for example, don't say Musa and focus with closing your throat. See Musa, say. No, open your system. Musa. Throat, as we said, the meaning of jawf, empty space of the mouth and throat together. Not Musa and stop here. Musa over the throat with it. So throat and mouth. Say kafirin, not kafirin. Just focus with from the mouth. K. If you do it elongation or extra sound, do it K incorrect. But the proper one, K. Ain. Properly say Ain with the mad. عالمين. The incorrect one say عالمين. Just focus with mouth. But the meaning of al-jawf is empty space of the mouth and the throat together. Number 2, proper pronunciation of al-halq. And here we have 3 specific articulation points. The deepest part of the throat, that emitting letter al-hamza and letter al-ha. We have to be careful. Do not mixing letter al-hamza with letter al-ha. This is common mistake. Or do not pronounce letter al-ha not clearly. Say Allah, disappear. Where is the ha? Disappear. But we have to struggle more and do effort to pronounce letter al-ha properly. Allah, an, ilayh. Especially when al-ha contains sukun. To not disappear. So this is hamza, ha, then ayn, ha. of the throat. After that, غين خاء, closest part of the throat. And everyone, we have to be careful, do not mixing عين with the hamza. For example, say يعلمون, the whole throat, not deepest part of the throat. العين يعلم, the whole throat. Okay, letter الغين, for example, do not mixing with letter الخاء. See, المغضوب, not المخضوب. What happened? Just I increase more breath, but letter al-ghain, it contains just softness, not whispering. So we have to notchable here and focus with the characteristic when we perform the proper articulation point. After al-jawf, or the empty space of the mouth and throat, and al-halq, the throat, is al-lisan. And we will divide the tongue or al-lisan to four parts. Four parts: tip of the tongue, and top side of the tongue, top of the tongue, and side, the two side of the tongue, and deepest part of the tongue. Between them is the middle of the tongue. So tip and the side, middle, and deepest part of the tongue. We have 18 letters. 18 letters emitting from the tongue. Just the common mistake, especially with letter الراء, when we perform it from the tongue, we say even ra, like French, say wa, say wa, that incorrect pronunciation, or to say ra with repetition, ar-Rahman, incorrectly. Okay, so we have to avoid repetition. We learn repetition to avoid. If you repeat letter ra, say it once. Make sure that you say it once. For example, we have min rabbika, min rabbika, so pronounce it mir rabbika. We have a ra of rabbika, word rabbika, and noon sakina will change to letter ra. Mirra, pronounce ra twice. Mirra, no more, not mirra. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Ra, the very front part of the tongue. Ra, emitting from the very front part of the tongue, and we have to distinguish between the Ra when it comes heavy and the Ra when it comes light. The light one, for example, word Qadir, Qadir, Basir, Ra when it preceded by yeah, Ra with the kasra, Ri, Ra with the sukun preceded by kasra, like Fir'aun, Fir, not Fir, Fir'aun, incorrect, Fir'aun. Other one is Ra heavy, like Ar-Ra, Rahimana, Ra with the fatha, Ra with shadda with the fatha, Ra with the dhamma, and that is inshallah in its time. To focus with rules of Ra. After al-lisan, we have the nasal, or the whole passage or hole in the nose, to focus with the letter al-noon and letter al-mim. In, when we pronounce letter al-noon as-sakina, or any noon, tanween, we treat with the tanween same as a noon. And noon emitting from the tip of the tongue with the total front incisor. This is the hard place. The soft place is the whole nasal. We have to focus that just the characteristic of al-ghunna, or here al-khayshum, focus the two letters al-noon and letter al-mim. The common mistake when we perform al-ghunna, that to miss this time of ghunna. See, قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس, incorrect. Say قل أعوذ برب الناس. If you hold your nose, do this practice when you say al-ghunna to know it right or not. Say al couldn't emitting anything or pronounce anything. So the proper place for al-ghunna is the nasal, or the whole nasal. Sorry, with the lips, we have Wow, fa, ya, four letters, and letter al. From the lips, we have the inner part of the lip. The inner part of the lip. So when we say tip of the upper incisor tip of the tongue with the lower lip to produce letter الفاء. Or here we say بطن الشفة. بطن الشفة, or the inner part of the down lip. The articulation point is inside of the lower lip and the tip of the two to front incisor to produce letter الفاء. Or when you have letter الواو circling the two lips. Or we have letter الباء closing the two lips together but stronger the closing than Meem. So when we say letter الباء, we close our lips together more than letter الميم to produce letter الباء. All of that in brief, every that one session to clear everything about it and and explain it correctly and perfectly, and to can practice it. But just we search for solution about the common mistake. We have to know the chapter of articulation point and do it one by one with your teacher. You have to say it and the practice letter. And it is this letter from where? This letter from shafatain. Okay, from the lips. Where? Inner, or the close it strongly, or do it like letter and meme. What? How I distinguish between letter al kha, for example, and letter al ghain. How I distinguish between the jajaf. How I can pronounce al jaf correctly and do not let my breath outside to the letter الجوف. Letter of جوف الحروف المادية الثلاثة. الألف preceded by فتحة, واو preceded by ضمة, ياء preceded by كسرة. How to perform it correctly without any error. And if you focus with the articulation point of الجوف, say it correctly without let your breath or throw it out. That means you say all of your recitation strong. All of your recitation strong. If you say it with the breath or do not perform it job correctly, all of your recitation will be weak and say like yeah, you have your breath outside your mouth will see and mad. What is different? Yeah, أيها. I didn't raise my voice, but just it's the same. But the first one with breath, say yeah, أيها, and second one, yeah, أيها without breath. So a characteristic of al-jawf, we have to say it with the articulation point of al-jawf, sorry, we have to say it correctly with characteristic al-jahr, audible, without whispering or without hums. No breath comes outside your mouth when you say characteristic al-jawf. The solution here to know characteristics. We have the first one characteristic with opposite is whispering, and opposite of it apparent or alhams, opposite with al-jahr that related to the breath. And then we have related to the sound is الشدة, التوسط, والرخاوة, the softness and the moderate and the strength. That for example of the characteristic was opposite. And the second one characteristic without the opposite, we have like for example whistle or whistling and the softness. And here softness refers to linnet, not الرخاوة. When we say linnet letter and easy letter, or say letters lean, see it fluency and without heart. Whistling called the الصفير, that related to the three letters الصاد, الزاي, السين. We have to be careful with all of these characteristics. The velarization and intonation when we focus with التفخيم and الترقيق. Which letter is heavy? قص ضغط قذ, and the rest of letters is light. After that, to know rules, we have all of these rules. نون ساكنة, ميم ساكنة, and that contains, everyone contains four rules: الإظهار, الإدغام, الإقلاب, الإخفاء. But الميم الساكنة just three rules. First one الإظهار, then الإدغام, after that الإخفاء. We have no إقلاب here with الميم الساكنة. It's already meme. Okay, and we hide it with a باء, or merging it with a meme, or clear it with the rest of letters. But النون الساكنة, we have 6 letters of إظهار: همزة هاء عين حاء غين خاء. 6 letters of إدغام: يرملون, and that divided to ينمو and راء ولام without. After that الإقلاب with letter الباء, and then الإخفاء with the 15 letters: صف ذا ثنى كم جاد شخص قد سمى دم طيبة زد في تقى ضع ظالمة. And you find all of that in book of Tajweed rules, inshallah, without mixing. That mention Tajweed rules part 1. Number 3, لام الساكنة. And here we have لام الفعل, لام الاسم, لام الحرف, لام التعريف, لام the definition. So لام in the nouns, لام ساكنة in the nouns, what is its rule? And then لام الفعل, لام in verbs, we have past simple and we have present simple when preceded by the letters. And لام الحرف, لام the article like هل and بل. All that we have to be aware. Number 4, المدود, and we have, like we mentioned before, المدود مد due to سكون and مد due to همزة. Okay, to know all the rules of mad after the natural mad and what follows the natural mad, and that mentioned too in Tajweed rules part 1. Number 5, letters sometimes light, sometimes heavy, and here we have 3 letters. المادية, when it preceded by heavy letter, we pronounce it heavy, like قال. When it preceded by light letter, we say it light, like كان. After that, الراء sometimes light, sometimes heavy. الراء sometimes light, like رحاب, فرعون. Okay, and راء heavy, like ربنا الرحمن. Number 3, in the letters sometimes light, sometimes heavy, we have the alif المادية, letter الراء, where the relationship between the two letters is, for example, here الألف and الراء. Here the relationship between the two letters. The relationship between the two letters, we have المتماثلان, the like. Okay, like عليه هي. Okay, when we have هاء followed by هاء, ياء followed by ياء, اضرب بعصاك الحجر, باء followed by باء, what the relationship here? Okay, and when we have any letter like أحط, letter الطاء followed by تاء, what the relationship? We see المتجانسان, and then المتباعدان and the faraway letters, and المتقاربان or the two close. Let's back again to number 5. Letters sometimes light, sometimes heavy. We have the lam in the name of Allah. The lam in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's sometimes light, sometimes heavy, like minallahi. Minallahi. Here a lam heavy because preceded by fatha. And when it preceded by kasra, like bismillahi. Of that in brief to go through the solution. Just we have to mention that be aware from that. To look at Mus'haf or look at Quran without remove the responsible part for the pronunciation, for the speak, the vocal cord, to remove the vocal cord or remove your lips. Just focus with looking. That called the اطلاع, like Imam Nawawi mentioned before. And here Sheikh Al Uthaymeen, Sheikh al-Islam, rahimahullah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with him, was asked, it's permissible for me to recite Quran without pronouncing its word, for example, by just looking or following it with my sight. Again, is it permissible for me to recite Quran without pronouncing its word? For instance, by just following it with my sight and reading it in my heart, will I obtain the reward of the recitation? What do you think about this matter? The answer from Sheikh: no, there is no reward for this act. To just looking at Mus'haf and say, I did it, I recite of Quran, I took the rewards. No, no rewards for that act. Meaning, a person does not obtain the reward of recitation except by pronouncing Quran word by word, and the words cannot be pronounced except by moving the tongue. As for the one who only looks at the lines and letters on the Mus'haf and recites them in his heart, then indeed he is not a reciter. Okay, indeed he is not a reciter. So the summary is that the one who does not utter Quran, then there is no reward of recitation for him if he just looking and didn't remove his lips. And here focus inshallah with the solution how to perform Surah Al-Fatiha correctly. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Focus to the Fatha with the meaning of Kasra, with the meaning of Dhamma, with each inshallah, each verse. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. باء the Kasra. B. What the meaning of Kasra? Lower down jaw. Not smile. Besmi. Be. Incorrect. B. And do that with all of alphabet letters. Say I, qi, fi. Not fe, fil, and no, feel. علم. Incorrect. علم. عين كسرة عي. علم. باء كسرة بي. بسمي. سين ساكنة to perform whispering. And here الهمس and softness الرخاوة. بسم الله. Lam here is light. Lam the name of Allah because preceded by kasra. Bismillahir Rahman. Here Rahman, ha with the kasra, he, and then alif wal lam here, solar lam. We didn't pronounce it. So here ra here heavy. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And here is a small alif or the dagger alif, we treat it as the large one. Ar-Rahmani, mani. This is solution how to perform each letter correctly, not just correctly, but also perfectly. To perform Fatha with opening or give separate between the upper and down jaw. Shape of oval, not a smile. To say Rahmani, not Rahmani. Me. Mem with Fatha, me, incorrect. Meem with the Fatha, ma. As we mentioned, al-jawf. Al-jawf here is alif maddiya preceded by Fatha. Alif preceded by Fatha means from the articulation point of empty space of the mouth and the throat, both together. Rahmani, not mani. Then Ar-Rahim. Ar-Ra, here was a Fatha, and Ra with the Shadda means Ra Sakina. Here represent tawassut or moderation. and then ra with the fatha shape of oval. Ar-ra, ar-ra, ar-rahim. Again, أعوذ, أعوذ. And the common mistake when say أعوذ, say أعوذ. No, al-hamza from the part without any elongation. No time, just time for a fatha, no more. So أعو, أعو, not أعو. Incorrect. To say أعو at the beginning. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And الشيطان, be careful with letter اللين, yeah, preceded by fatha. Measuring is less than the natural mad. 1.5 beats to say الشيطان, الشي, stay and quiet time, say عليهم, غيري, خير, all of the letters اللين. Measuring is less than the natural mad. 1.5. So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الرجيم. See, no breath in letter الجيم, not الرجيم. J, J, J. Incorrect. الجيم, middle of the tongue, with what lies opposite it from the roof of the mouth, and الجيم contains a characteristic called al-jahr or audible. That means no breath outside your mouth comes. So الرجيم, دي, جيم, practice it. الرجيم. Then بسمي, كسرة, بس, سكون, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد, لم ساكنة. The common mistake to say ساكن with the قلقلة. Say الحمد. Incorrect. الحمد. No. التوسط, moderation. الحمد, حاء with the فتحة shape of oval. ميم ساكنة, توسط. Then دال with the ضمة circling the lips without closing it completely, to let the sound emitting from the mouth, not from the nose. Say alhamdu and close my lips. The sound try to find out and go through the nose. That incorrect pronunciation. Alhamdu. Then lillahi rabbil alamin. Say العين. ربي, باء وده شدة. لام ساكنة. natural mad. العالى, لام فتحة, لا, not ليه. العالى, no. لامين, 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 لام فتحة, مي with the كسرة. And then here the natural mad change to mad due to سكون, from 2 beats to more than like 4 or 5. See, الحمد لله رب العالمين. Then الرحمن, ألف لام, not pronounce اللام, not this solar lam or اللام الشمسية. Say direct. الرا, الرا, ra heavy here, elevate the posterior part of the tongue. الرحمن, ما, take الألف, we treat it as a large one and we pronounce it 2 beats. الرحمن الرحيم. And here the very front part of the tongue, and give distance between your tongue and the upper or the roof of the mouth, and here the gums. Do not say arra, arra, okay, or do like sound of ghain, say Allah, Allah. Incorrect. So arra, the very front part of the tongue, and focus tip side of the top or top side of the tip, and focus arra in the very front part of the tongue, not further. Arra, avoid repetition. Arra, not arra. الرحمن الرحيم. Then Maliki. Maliki, here we have to be careful because other readers say Maliki Yawmiddin. Translation of Hafs with the mad. Say it with the mad like الكوفيين say recitation of Hafs and Asim, and other readers like Al-Kisai say Maliki, okay, وَمَالِكِ يَوْمِ الدِّينِ رَاوِيهِ نَاصِرٌ. So uh, when we say word Malik, be careful, not say it like other readers say Malik. That incorrect pronunciation. Say Malik, you have to say it Maliki with a mad. Because the other reader say is other readers say it Maliki Yawmiddin. Hafsan Asim says it Maliki Yawmiddin. Both are right. But when you recite with the reader, you have to stack and do not mixing between the readers together. And here is station of Hafs, Maliki, Maliki with a mad. Maliki Yawmi, here Yawmi, واو ساكنة preceded by فتحة. This letter lean, we measure it 1.5 beats less than the natural mad. يومي يومد mid ميم with a كسرة me lower down down. يوم الدين مالك يوم الدين الدين. And here be careful, do not mixing between الدال and ta. Not التين. الدين, no breath. Okay? الدال contains jahr. Like we mentioned before, no breath. The jahr emitting from your mouth. إياك. Here we be careful with the shadda and say إيا. Pronounce it two letters. First one with the sukoon and second one with the fatha. إياك 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 نعبد وإياك نستعين. The ha struggle more. The word name, be careful, seen and ta, light, all that is light. نستعين, not نستعين, نستا, not mixing ta with a ta. اهدنا الهاء, we have to be careful to pronounce it with the strong that الهاء contains characteristic called الخفاء. الخفاء not the hide, it will be disappear if we didn't struggle when we say it with, especially with the sukoon. الهاء is very weak state, in very weak state. So do it by struggle and say from the deepest part of the throat and let your breath, all of your breath be outside with this weak characteristic. Hams is weak characteristic. So be careful to let your breath flow. So اهدنا الصي, no circling here. We'll say الصي, incorrect. الصي, صاد ساكنة and صاد with a كسرة. الصراط, طاء not تا, not الصراط. الصراط here heavy to pronounce with the following word to say طل not تل. الصراط incorrect. الصراط المستقيم, مستقيم. Ta light, all that is light, and then elevate posterior part of your tongue relate to letter al-qaf. Despite the kasra, with not qaf here, not qaf just. Every heavy letter with a kasra, we have to be careful to pronounce it heavy, with elevating the posterior part. Do not say it key. Not reach to be kaf. To qaf with the kasra, change it to kaf, incorrect. صاد with the kasra, صي, for example, say see, seen, incorrect pronunciation. So the proper one, tip of the tongue with the lower incisor for letter as-sad, with elevating the posterior part of the tongue to pronounce as-sad with the kasra. Even if the sad or here al-qaf with the kasra, this is the last part of the last level of tafkhim, okay, or elevation. This is the last part, but we have to be careful to pronounce as-sad heavy and qaf heavy too. Not reach sad to letter as-sin or replace al-kaf instead of letter al-qaf. Be careful. اهدنا الصراط مس مس سين flew hear the breath and the sound together مس الصراط المستقيم تاء صراط صراط الذين this is a common mistake here for students say الذين the other one say صراط no do not make here قلقلة or a lamb between the sound of كسرة and فتحة. When we say al-fatha means shape of oval, we have to separate between upper and down jaw. Say Allah, not li, li. Lam fatha la, not li. So صراط 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 الذين ذال near the upper and down scissor the top edge of the tip of the tongue say ذال ذال لثوية tip of the tongue with the edges of the two top frontal scissor to pronounce letter الذال ذين ذين الذين emitting part of your tongue between upper and down the scissor الذين ذين صراط الذين أنعمت do not replace ضمة with the فتحة do not make قلقلة you have نون ساكنة and ميم ساكنة نون ساكنة and ميم ساكنة contains توسط so أنعمت أنعمت no vibration not changing for letter التاء أنعمت incorrect. Be careful with the Al-Fatiha. Recite it more than 17 times every day. So, صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم this is light mean and then غين heavy ما غين here heavy not غي عليهم غيري المغضوب incorrect and say here مغضوبي then instead of dot no the dot is from the two side or even one side of the tongue so focus here with the side of the tongue the upper molar do not say الضاد from the place of tip of the tongue. Say المغضوب دال. Or here letter الغين say غي. That in slang tongue would say غي. But الغين is heavy letter. Why the كسرة even with any غين with the كسرة say غي not غي. And here مغ not مغ. So صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم here letter lean yeah preceded by فتحة measuring is 1.5 beats so عليهم him see ها here lower the down J عليهم غيري yeah ساكنة preceded by فتحة letter lean غيري غير لام ساكنة توسط غير المغضوب عليهم ميم ساكنة توسط ولض ضاد the two sides of the tongue and ضاد with elevating the posterior part and be careful with elongation here or the استطالة ولا here this is the reason for all of these 6 beats is a lam with a shadda the common mistake with word الضالين to say الضالين without the shadda. And the reason for all these 6 beats elongation is the shadda. To say is with shadda and pronounce اللام twice. لام ساكنة and لام بكسرة. So ولا الضالين. carry on إن شاء الله. Surah Al-Baqarah, we have great verse that everyone from us recite the night and the day is Ayat Al-Kursi. This great ayah, and we need it every day for protection, and we have to recite it after the prayer. We have the hadith that MashaAllah verse is a great verse that keep Satan away from you. And this great verse we have to say it with our children, raise it to our children, and we say whenever we feel that we fear this verse, mashallah, in the remembrance of the night and the day. Ayat al-Kursi starts with Allah. The greatest name, and you have here the greatest name of Allah, Al-Hayyu Al-Qayyum. Pronounce it with me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله الله لام heavy. الله الله لا إله إلا الكسرة براكتس الكسرة إلا لام ساكنة 2 letters إلا لام الكسرة then لام with the فتحة. الله الله لا إله إلا هو الحي حي ياء ساكنة and then ضمة circling الحي القيوم قيوم ياء ساكنة بسبب فتحة letter lean measuring is 1.5 like we mentioned قيوم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم. Let's say ألا حي القيوم. No vibration. No vibration here when we pronounce اللام الساكنة. الحي القيوم لا تأخذه هو lesser connecting mad. This type of mad that follows a natural mad, we say it 2 P's. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. Time of غنة 2 P's. Then نوم letter اللين change to mad lean when we stop. So ولا نوم له lesser connecting map to here like لا تأخذه here له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض the common mistake to say الأرض due to راء heavy pronounce الهمزة heavy. This is a common mistake. Okay, avoid common mistake and pronounce letter al-hamza deepest part of the throat, and al-hamza is light letter, always light. Al-hamza is always light. So al-hamza by lowering the tongue. Al-a وما في الآ الأرض and dot 2 side or even 1 side of the tongue, the upper mouth. Again, له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم يا ساكنة يا ساكنة received by فتحة letter لين أيديهم here the كسرة في الكسرة ده الكسرة دي not they أيديهم common mistake أيديهم should sound between الفتحة and كسرة يعلم ما بين أيديهم ديهم incorrect أيديهم him not him ها ها the elongation focus with the sound will be ها incorrect between الفتحة and الكسر no الكسرة means lower down jaw so him not him so يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم the common mistake here say يعلم mixing العين with the همزة العين is whole throat on middle of the throat but الهمزة deepest part of the throat and to distinguish and give more time for line for التوسط or moderation between the softness and strength to distinguish letter الهمزة نصيب يعلم incorrect يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم and here الميم and واو we have one line in تحفة الأطفال and we have متن الجزرية poem of الجزرية we have to say واحذر be aware متن الأطفال واحذر لدى واو وفاء واحذر and be aware for this meme ساكنة to hide with letter الواو because it close in articulation point with letter الواو and meme ساكنة ميم ساكنة with letter الفاء do not hide الميم الساكنة with letter الفاء like هم في sorry say هم في or أيديهم و يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم clear meme without hide ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. Here the separate mad 4 or 5 counts. And then here the obligation to say the join mad 4 or 5. And Hamza, be careful, do not disappear. Raise your voice or called here accent, rule of accent, al-nabr. That means raise your voice while you have Hamza متطرفة or Hamza at the end of the word like سماء, ماء. Do not hide the meme or drop it. Apply it and raise your voice to clear the sound of Hamza. بما شاء وسع و فتحة و shape of oval وسع كرسيه ياء with a شدة وسع كرسيه السماوات the common must say سماوات with إمالة or تقليل means sound between فتحة and كسرة إمالة means the sound of ياء to say الفتحة ياء حفص عن عاصم says this فتح clearly and perfectly opening shape of oval السماوات والأرض not السماوات والأرض الهمزة light is common mistake say الآ avoid the hamza to say الهمزة آ when you say word الأرض in all of Quran by applying the hamza with its characteristics and they give الهمزة its time for فتحة الفتحة Here you have one vowel. Give it just one vowel. One vowel for الهمزة with the fatha say not الأرض الأرض incorrect ال الأرض أرض أرض والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي يا with شدة وهو نكون mistake say وهو هاء with a سكون and the other readers say وهو but حفص عن عاصم say وهو حفص عن عاصم says وهو 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 الهاء with a ضمة وهو العلي وهو العلي العظيم. This is ayat al-Kursi, correct pronunciation and how to avoid the common mistakes. Last one, that is not the least, Surah Al-Ikhlas. As we pray with Surah Al-Ikhlas, when we recite it every time, and we have the hadith when say Surah Al-Ikhlas 11 times, we have the house and then stay in the paradise, subhanallah. Surah Al-Ikhlas is a great surah, and we have to be careful when we recite and avoid mistakes. And usually, most of Muslims pray with Surah Al-Ikhlas when they are hurry or have something or at work. So no time to say long surah, but we have to avoid that. Anything we memorize, we have to pray, right, and recite when we pray, especially when we have new memorization, to say it in our prayer. Back into Surah Al-Ikhlas, proper recitation and how to avoid the common mistake in Surah Al-Ikhlas. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. We'll say الشيطان. So الشيطان. الشيطان. أعوذ. Hamza not أعوذ. No time. Just one vowel. أعو. 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 Natural مد. أعوذ. ذال. Beneath upper and down incisor. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. سين ساكنة باء كسرة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل ساكنة نطق قل هو avoid قلقلة. The second letter اللام contains توسط. All of Quran. الذين قل أأنتم. The لام ساكنة العلم. لام ساكنة contains توسط means moderation. The sound between the softness or let your sound flow and الشدة or strength or enclose your sound. Back again to letter اللام here. قل قل side of the tongue with the upper gum. قل هو 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 الله. اللام here is heavy because it's preceded by فتحة. هو الهاء with circling. Not too much time, not أحد, not add ألف. This common mistake, say أحد أحد with قلقلة. قلقلة means trembling or the vibration of the letter in the point of articulation itself, not before it or after it or tend to the kisra. No, القلقلة tend to the فتحة like أدى أبى أقى. Okay, أجى not أبي أقي أدي أبي. Incorrect. So القلقلة in the point of articulation itself, not أقا أب. No, shorten the time في القلقلة. Because we have here the complete شدة with complete all of letters of قلقلة قل بجد. Meaning of الشدة means no sound that enclose the sound, and الجهر enclose the breath, and no breath flow, no sound flow. How I pronounce the letters of قلقلة? Here the find out is interrupted the letter in its point of articulation. Which means قلقلة. So أحد tend to فتحة and shorten the time. أحد أدا أبا أقا أدا أجا. Okay, أطو أطو, not أطا or أطي. Tend to فتحة means أدا or أقا أجا. all of letters قطب جد الساكنة. قول لام ساكنة. قول circle at the beginning. قول قاف not كل, not كل not كاف. قول means say, but كل means eat. Be careful with the switching letters. Here it's a cough, deepest part of the tongue by touching the soft palate. Okay, الكاف is under القاف. الكاف is light but القاف is heavy. Be careful. قل هو الله أحد. ال ال لام heavy. الله هس هس. Here say الصاد الساكنة. Now the time of صاد وده فتحة. هو الصمد. هو الصمد. الله الصمد. And here الصاد no circling. When you say الصاد not أشوى أشوى like أشوى. That all that incorrect when you say الصاد وده فتحة. Circle when you have ضمة. No ضمة no circling. But here الله الصمد. لم ميم ساكنة توسط. لم يلد. لد لا متكسرة. لد. لم يلد. يا سيف يا فتحة يا middle of the tongue. يا لم يلد. و shape of oval فتحة. ولم ميم توسط يولد. Here natural مد و preceded by ضمة 2 beats and then لام والفتحة shape of oval. لم يلد ولم يولد. ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. جزاكم الله خيرا. We did finish الحمد لله رب العالمين. Any question? Is there any question إن شاء الله؟ السلام عليكم. No question in Tajweed? I like the question too much. How to apply الجوف correctly? We have الألف الواو الياء. Be careful. wait for questions إن شاء الله. Okay sister, جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.